is a world that's very sad. A world without beauty is a world that can't last. The beast tricked little beauty with a rose of dismay. Now she must live with him for the end of her day. Oh, little beauty, the world is so sad. World without beauty is a world that can't last. Only love can kill the beast. Only love will bring us peace. Only love can kill the beast. Only love. The beast, lovely little beauty, that's only a beast.
What's up, everybody? My name is Ben Noir, and you're watching Mystic Noir 20 with Johnny Mystic and our special guest, Kimberly Angela. Tonight's show is just going to be an awesome show. I can't wait to get into this. First of all, thanks to Just Incredible for that incredible Only Love video. That's Johnny's song. It's coming out Friday on all digital media platforms, including Spotify. And we have two other songs right now from Astral Tourist out there. We have The Astral Tourist, and we also have The Dream Machine, based upon Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech and his whole vibe. All right, so right now we'd like to congratulate our premier sponsor, Leah Totzer, for the Gold Circle of Excellence for her work in real estate. Daniel Gale Sotheby's, thanks for sponsoring us and just being such a great supporter. Congratulations. Year after year, she wins so many awards. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors. We have the Cafe, the Cabana, Angel Flower Creations, International Delight Cafe. We have Your Hudson Valley Life, who did a great focus on Studio Noir. Check that out on our YouTube channel. And also, we'd like to thank Fermento. Thanks, Martina and Ed and everybody over there. I eat there almost every day. Wonderful place in Long Beach, vegan cafe. And we'd like to thank just anyone else we forgot. Arts in the Plaza, Studio Noir. I think we got everybody there. Beyond Zen also. Beyond Zen Massage. Okay, that's Nikki. We're going to get a special card reading, a Gaia card reading from her at the end of the show. So now we're gonna feature this new video. It's a sponsor promo clip actually, and we hope you enjoy it. All right, everybody.
All right.
Woo, that was a great promo. Thanks, Just Incredible, for putting that together. So, Kimberly Angela is here, and she's a great person, an amazing person and friend. Kimberly Angela has been guided towards spiritual evolvement her entire life. What once seemed as a continuous series of obstacles, hardships, and barriers are now clearly understood blessings. This has ignited her passion to be of service to others through both teaching and healing. A Sagittarius, a true seeker of knowledge, she went to college to be a teacher, knowing she was being called to work with children. Kimberly graduated with certifications in elementary special education, a master's degree in literacy, and a postgraduate certification in administration. Seeking knowledge to reduce her high pain brought on by several unfortunate car accidents, she noticed yoga brought relief and realized yoga can be practiced anywhere. She began learning to connect breath with movement, exploring holistic health options, where she discovered Reiki. Yoga and Reiki education became her quest. Kimberly's life purpose is to serve others. She teaches special education students integrating social emotional learning, mindfulness, yoga, pranayama breathing exercises, and asana practice into her weekly teachings. She teaches yoga and mindfulness professional development to teachers, parents, and communities throughout Long Island. Kimberly volunteers teaching at Self-Esteem Rising, the Beautiful Me program, helping young girls increase their self-confidence and self-esteem. She has been of service as a mindfulness facilitator, a kids yoga instructor for Faith in Children at the Long Beach Library. She also is a volunteer Long Beach Girl Scout leader for her daughter's 11-year-old troop. She volunteers to teach yoga and meditation with the local Single Moms Empowerment Group and has been an active member of the Long Beach Women's Empowerment Group, offering spiritual talks and meditation with Anissa Moore. During the months of May through September, she organizes and runs Beach Yoga LBNY. You can find her teaching yoga on the beach, leading Reiki healing circles, facilitating spiritual talks, and performing Reiki healings. As a Reiki master teacher, she hosts Reiki attunements to anyone who open to receive Reiki practitioner certifications. Live music has always been a source of healing throughout her life. As the COO for Random LB Records, Kimberly combines her passion of live music, meditation, healing, and movement by producing community events to raise the love vibration, showcasing local artists in a variety of ways. Random LB Records is a living and breathing movement of whatever art means to you, collectively enriching diversity, capturing the heart of our worldwide community. Artists in Partnership selected Kimberly as a 4th annual Women in the Arts 2020 awardee for Healing Arts. And we're so excited to have her today in the studio. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm feeling great. I'm really great. Thank you for having me. It feels amazing to be a part of this, and also seeing all of your sponsors are all women and people that I love and adore, and I'm around all the time. So it just feels like such a love space already that I've come into. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us about the beach yoga that you do.
Okay. Well, how it started was when I used to ride around on my bike looking for beach yoga all over Long Beach,
Right.
and it didn't seem to be easy to find. And then because of my car accidents, I decided to become a yoga teacher to find out why yoga makes me feel so good whenever I do it. And then I became a yoga teacher, but I was a little too scared to teach. So I started a little private group asking some people if they wanted to do beach yoga. And then it just beautifully turned into a spiritual community, everybody coming together, and then it grew into Reiki, and it's all donation based, and we do just everything, and then we just bring as many people in as we can, and then we've also integrated with everybody in the community, so it's just
Do you like being
evolved.
out in the sun? Is the sun a factor and all of that, or is it in the evening? In other words, how much do you like the idea of being out in the elements with the ocean?
That
and the
is
sand
the
and all
best
that?
question, because that's really, it was a connection of being in the elements, because that's what I love to teach, is how to connect with all of the elements, with the moon, with the sun, with the wind, with the sand, and that healing that we have at the beach is something that is, you can't find anywhere. It's just magical, and every single person has their own experience with the elements whenever they come down. Yeah, so it is. It's all about the elements, and it's also, some people feel scared to walk into a studio or
Yes.
intimidated to walk into a studio. It's not their thing, but they'll feel comfortable coming to the beach. And when they come down to the beach, they know that, you know what, it's okay if you just want to lay there. You can just lie down and do
Exactly.
savasana and breathe the whole time, but you're still part of this energy and you're still part of what's happening.
Yeah.
And then if you feel like it, get into it. But what I teach at the beach is a very spiritual practice of connecting with the elements, which is different than you would find in a studio that has props and all these other things, and that they can work through lots
Sure,
of different
yeah.
things. Like, when you come to the beach, you're having the beach experience.
I always felt that religion was better, outside of church. Like the church should be like the beach. In fact, Myra went to an Orthodox event on the beach. I think it was for one of the holidays, and she found it very different than going to the temple. It was a different experience for her. She felt it was more original, like maybe that, from way back, more primordial experience. And I think that maybe the ocean being, representative of the unconscious might sort of pull us all together in that way, That's-
Absolutely, all of
yeah,
it. But
yeah.
I do believe that your body is your temple.
Yep.
Right? And we go to church, we go to a yoga studio, you work in your house, wherever you are, you're creating that spiritual experience. But it's just something magical about the beach and all of the elements that are there. Everything's there for you. And, in the beginning when I used to teach, it was really like, I was so worried about making sure everybody had the best experience possible.
Yes.
But you can't control the elements.
No.
So I had to learn as a teacher and a yoga teacher that, you know what? This is the experience you get because this is what came for you at this moment. So if it starts to rain a little bit,
Oh, that sounds
or
like
if it
the
gets a
random
little
philosophy
windy,
of,
then that's
of
what
your-
you're going
of
through.
Natalie Dangerfield.
Yes, it's random. It's the occurrence of what happens at that moment, and that's what makes it beautiful. And, if it gets a little uncomfortable, that's what yoga teaches, is how to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. So sometimes you'll have the most beautiful experience, and other times it'll be a little rough, but you'll still get what you needed to get, and you'll still get that. Spiritual.
I totally get it. I mean, we're like-minded souls here and kindred spirits, The elements, Long Beach, the beach, ever since I was a child, I'm a Cancer, you're Sagittarius, Cancer's a water sign. I just always loved the beach. I gravitated toward the beach. There's even a story in my childhood how I left my house at like the age of 4 or 5, went out to go to the beach because my mom didn't want to go that day. I was like, can we please go to that park at the beach, near the water? And I actually left my house, and I was like 4 or 5 years old, and they were all out looking for me. And they found me at the beach, and I started running away when they saw me. It was Anyway, I just love the water. I love the beach. I went out to Long Beach. I used to go there I lived in the city in Brooklyn and Queens, and I'd go out to go to a new place, and I discovered Long Beach. I brought my acoustic guitar. I'd lay down a blanket, and I'd just start playing. And people would come up and just say, hey man, you want a beer? That was the vibe in Long Beach. I was like, whoa, this is an interesting town,
Yeah.
And I found some friends here. I found some places to go, and eventually I moved here, and I always loved Long Beach, and it brings a certain, it brings everybody together, really. The beach is the common denominator with all walks of life, all different political views, and everybody, you can't argue with the beach, right? I mean, it's just the ocean is there, and the sand is there, and when the sun's out, the sun's out, and it's. I also practiced some yoga. My first experience with yoga was Kundalini yoga. Sandesh was my yogi, I guess, and it was actually my wedding night. Sammy and I brought her in, and it was meditational yoga, and we stayed at the Alegria Hotel the night before the wedding, actually, and to kind of calm our vibes down, we had Sandesh come in. Now, I had already taken a few classes with her separately, and maybe Sammy too, but wow, what a wonderful experience. So thank her for that. That's Stephanie Naham and Joey Naham. Thank you for all your support. So she came in. That was and that was more of it was a sitting still sort of breathing. Do you agree?
Kundalini is amazing. I am not Kundalini certified, but I love Kundalini yoga. It's more about, and it connects with Reiki, it connects with energy, and it's more about you do lots of sitting, lots of breathing, lots of different hand movements, and it really works the energy through the chakras. It's an amazing experience.
And I've been to certain other yoga studios like Yogananda, and had a great experience with them. Sammy Hoop used to do tribal hoop drum circles on the beach. You might have even come to one or two, and that was a lot of fun. With we had the drummer. Oh my God, my head's going off right now. I'll get back to him, but You know, like we had djembe, and we had the hula hooping, and we had the yogananda, and I'm a member of Bikram yoga, and I love the hot yoga. So I've done the various yoganandas. Is it hatha yoga? Is it or
There's different types of yoga. No, Bikram yoga.
no,
is
the
Bikram.
yogananda. What
Yogananda does everything, and
a little bit of everything.
they've changed now.
Okay.
They're under a new name.
And it's Luna and Soul, is that
Luna
it?
and Soul, yes.
Which is funny because my
And,
daughter Luna, I love
yeah,
that. Shout out to
and,
them.
Yeah, and
But-
Beck is the new owner, and
Beck, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hi, Beck. What's up? And I cannot fail to mention my good friend Ann Hayes, who started Bikram Yoga in Long Beach, and oh my God, what a transformative experience. I love the hot yoga, and I love all the poses and everything, and oh my God, I practiced it alone in my studio and in my house for a very long time, just due to my schedule, and I stopped doing it a little while ago, and I have to get back. I feel the difference in me. I'm just not in the same zone, you know.
yeah, there's like a meme that like after 3 days of not doing yoga, you feel like the Tin Man kind of thing, and that's kind of how I feel. You know, you need to oil everything.
Listen, I know so much about you. I prepared some things, and one of them is talking about majestic healing. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yes, sounds very
And the Journey Within course.
Yes.
We're going to put that up.
majestic healing. I like that.
Yeah. So when I started, so I became a yoga teacher, and like I said, I started Beach Yoga LBNY to just kind of get some people together to do yoga on the beach and bring groups together. And then when I started my Reiki healing, my Reiki attunements, and I started becoming a Reiki practitioner, that's how Majestic Healing started to come together. And then when people started seeing my transformation with Reiki, other friends of mine and people that I know wanted to understand it too. So we all started doing it and working together. So Majestic Healing is different healers that have come together. It's Mindy Dovberg and I've joined forces within the last couple years. We started working together on building Beach Yoga LBNY and Majestic Healing. So we offer Reiki healings, Reiki attunements, distance healings, moon circles, full moon circles, new moon circles, meditations. I mean, the list goes on and on. So now I'm starting this course called The Journey Within. And really the year of 2020 was the first year since I became a yoga teacher that I stopped teaching. And that was very hard for me. I was struggling with, I felt like I needed to go within and heal myself for the year and really go through everything that we've been going through. And I still wanted to be there to teach. But what I noticed, what was so beautiful about Long Beach, is that there were so many yoga teachers that were stepping up in 2020 and that were coming out, and the beach was full of yoga, and it was beautiful. And I felt like I had the opportunity to kind of take care of myself and heal myself. And I worked a lot with my teachers, so I started doing another Reiki Master teacher training with Joy Sackstein, who has been my teacher, and Spaji, Sri Swami Spatsmananda, Spaji. And I was working with Flor Bazillion doing yoga. So I was kind of doing my own yoga teacher training with 3 of my teachers. And what I did with The Journey Within was I took everything that I've learned through both of my yoga teacher training, because I also did a yoga teacher training at Love Integration with Flor and Liz Dunn. So that, all the Reiki training, all the Reiki master teacher, and I kind of put everything into this course of how I live in balance and what I think you need to do to connect with your soul, to connect with your higher self, and live in balance with the elements. So that's kind of what I put together. It's my own course of all the great things that I took from all of my amazing teachers and kind of put together to help bring it to somebody else that's ready to get on the spiritual path, that's ready to awaken and move forward.
I love it. There's so much you offer there. And Mindy is such a beautiful person, woman. Oftentimes she's projecting on Facebook some really positive energy. So I love that. Shout out to Mindy out there.
Mindy has been, she has been my, she's like my soulmate. When she came to me right at the beginning of my yoga teacher training, and we have been there every step of the journey together. So it just magically evolved into a business relationship from a friendship. She's also an aunt to my daughter and, my best friend, my business partner, my everything. So I'm so grateful. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah, she's awesome. I would love to have her on the show one day. That was already...
It was her birthday.
Oh, today?
No.
Oh, yesterday?
The 8th. So we had 2 days ago. So happy birthday, Mindy.
Happy birthday.
My Aquarius soul sister.
So let's talk about
Reiki.
Reiki. And Ray, spirit, key, the energy.
Reiki, universal life force energy. So Reiki is there's energy in the world, universal life force energy. It's a divine intelligence, chi. You can call it chi. You can call it any of the things, breath, pranayama. But Reiki is an intelligent energy that it's our birthright to heal. So when you decide you want to receive a Reiki healing, you go to a Reiki healer and you ask them, and then they channel the energy through, and it comes out through their hands, through the chakras in the hands, and then connects with the person's energy. And it heals for the greatest good. It heals spiritually, physically, emotionally, and psychologically. Yeah.
That's beautiful. I love the way you put that.
So do you have to put your hands literally on the person or like above them?
You can do either. There's different levels of Reiki. There's a Reiki 1 practitioner that works on like healing themselves and hands-on. Reiki 2, when you become a Reiki 2 practitioner, then you learn different symbols and you learn how to send healing. So you can connect with people from anywhere, and you can connect with energy. You can send healing to different spaces, things like that.
So it has a lot to do with the imagination then.
And the level of practice that you put into it, and what you're ready to like take on and receive. So yeah, when I'm giving a Reiki healing, if somebody comes to my house, I normally ask them if they like touch healing or if they don't want it, and either way, it'll still work. So you can put your hands on, or you can hover above, and also you can send distance healing to people that are not, and it'll feel like they're right on the table in front of you. So when I do a Reiki healing distance, you feel the person's aura, and you connect with their aura. It's pretty magical.
We jumped like right into this, and I feel like we should mention, sort of the origin and the birth of Reiki. Like, here we have the doctor.
Dr. Yusui.
Yes.
And Mrs. Takata.
I did a lot of research on this because I wanted to be able to discuss this with you, and I found it fascinating, how he was born into a Buddhist family in 1865, and, he went up to sort of meditate and fast. And the reasons behind that were fascinating as well. Do you remember the story?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you tell us the story?
Yeah, this is what I teach in Reiki 1 normally. So Dr. Yusui had wanted to learn how did Jesus heal with his hands? How did the Buddha heal with his hands? He was talking to his students. They were asking him questions, and he didn't know the answers. So he traveled all over to where he could go, to different Buddhist temples and everywhere, and studied all of the ancient books to try to find this information. So after he had found everything, he was told he had this intuitive, after meditation, that he had to go to the top of the mountain and for 21 days meditate. So he put 21 rocks out in front of him, and each night or each day he threw the rock. And when he got to the last rock, it was like the light came in, and all he saw was light, and then he saw the symbols, and everything was kind of downloaded into him. So then he goes back after he almost didn't want to receive it, but then he was like, wait a minute, I just waited 21 days here on the top of a mountain, I have to go through this. And then he received it, and then when he went back, there was 4 miracles that happened when he put his hands on people, and they started healing, like magically healing, miracles were happening. So then Dr. Yusui went and wanted to heal everyone, and he went to towns that were really poor and started healing all of these children, and realized that not everybody wants to heal. So even though he was healing all those people, when he went back, they were sick again, or they were back to their old ways because they didn't ask for it. So then he decided, okay, I have to teach this in a way that works. And he went, he said, anybody that wants to follow the light, come with me. And then he started his own school, and he started teaching the healing, the method, had the practice, and how to continue, how to go through it. So yeah, so that's Dr. Yusui. So he started it, and then he named it Reiki, and he came up with, so I'm part of Dr. Yusui's lineage, and Mrs. Takata was part of his lineage too, and she went and visited and learned everything, and then came back and started a Reiki practitioner in Hawaii. And Mrs. Takata's goal is to attune everyone so that every family would have a healer in their family. So I feel like that's part of my goal, is to continue living out her lineage and her goals. So.
They believe that that's originally maybe the way things might have been in more ancient times before we became indoctrinated into, let's call it, intellectualism, etc.
Absolutely. We all have the natural birthright to heal. So asking for Reiki is asking for you to receive what you already have. Your soul, if your soul knows it. So when you're ready in this lifetime or in the next lifetime, when you're ready to receive it, you ask and you get it, and then you can start healing. But yes, it was kept away from people for many years because they didn't want everyone to know how to heal.
Yeah, it's interesting like that. I think maybe in this period now that's occurring, in the world historically, these type of ideas need to really come forward fully because of all of the healing that's necessary right now.
Absolutely. I think there has been a huge shift in the last year. Everything that is happening right now is happening for our spiritual awakening, for everyone to kind of open up. And people are opening up more than ever before.
Yes, sometimes a lot of opening and craziness, but of course, change doesn't come without, some kind of action occurring, I think, yeah. And I think that's really the COVID and the political environment together, and sociological as well. I think it's all tied together, and the earth as well, with the environment. So we're really at a changing point. With that big conjunction that occurred with Jupiter and Saturn, they say it marked the beginning of the age of Aquarius. I can remember that when the play was on Broadway when I was a student. And, we all thought, well, and people would speculate, and it doesn't occur all at once. It's like the beginning of an awareness, and you could see that occurring now. So I think you're going to be busy.
Yeah. Well, I've seen, I feel like the evolution since 2012, it's been changing. And yeah, the Grand Conjunction was a magical night. I was with a bunch of women on the beach, and we had a beautiful time. We played Age of Aquarius and we danced. It was fabulous. So yeah, all these shifts are happening. And there's 5 percepts to Reiki, and it's just for today I won't worry. Just for today I won't anger. Just for today I will be honest. Just for today I will be kind and compassionate to all living things. And yeah.
If you could remember these things, right?
Just for today, and that's what it is. It's just for today.
Yes, I see what you're saying.
So every time I would get upset or something would happen, that's the practice. It's like something comes at you, just for today I won't be angry. You're going to get angry and you're going to go through all these motions, but then if you bring it back, just for today I'll be honest. And if you can continue with those things, you'll...
How to walk the path of love during crisis. Let's talk about Savaji.
Savaji.
Now, who is this Savaji?
Savaji. He is my Yoda. He is my spiritual teacher.
Do we have a picture of him up there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I met him at my first yoga teacher training, and I remember when he came, it was the first time he was in New York, and in New York when my teacher had been trying to get him there. And I remember sitting there listening to him talk, being like, I have to follow him. I have to follow everything that he says. It was amazing. And then he ended up going back to Tanzania and dealing with his family. And I got to the point where I felt lost on my journey, and I felt like I didn't have a teacher, and I was praying and asking for a teacher. And 2 days later, he texted me, "I'll be in Port Washington tomorrow. Would you like to come see me?" And I was like, where did that come from? So I did go to see him, and I had my first Vedic astrology reading with him. And
yes, Hindu astrology.
yes, Vedic astrology, and that changed my life. Just talking to him and listening to the way that he explained everything and the path and how you can make different choices, and depending on how you move and the choices you make depends on how hard you're going to go through something or how easy it'll go through. So I started working with him then, and then I said, why don't you come to Long Beach? We have an amazing spiritual community here. And he came and he started doing Vedic astrology readings in Long Beach and meeting the community, and it was amazing what I was watching happen, because everyone that was coming to him was like, as soon as they left, their life was changing in such a positive way. So then that started happening. So we started working together that way, and I started taking Vedanta with him. And then the pandemic happened, and he kind of gave me a little warning before the pandemic. Like, as soon as it hit in California, he told me something was going to happen. And then when it actually did happen and I got the news, I called him up and I was like, what is going on? Please help. And then he started talking to me about it.
What did he say? What's his take on all of this?
Well,
to paraphrase him a little bit, I'm interested in.
Well, that day I said, what's going on? And he started telling me about the virus and explaining what was happening. And I said, what can we do? So he said, well, you tell me what the people need, and we'll come together and we'll do it. So that's how it started. So he basically, he talks about Ayurveda, which is the balance of the body and food and, all the natural things. So he was talking about that, and he came together and we said, okay, you need to boost your immune system. Best thing in the morning is to drink room temperature water with lemon.
Right.
And like first thing in the morning, do your sun salutations, even if you only do 3 facing the sun. It works with how you align everything. The vitamins.
The sun, yes.
You have to face
Vitamin
the sun.
D.
Yes, it's like
Yes.
all of these things to boost the immune system.
I like
So
that.
then once he talked about boosting the immune system, then he also talked about walking the path of love. And walking the path of love means, okay, we're in crisis, okay, that we're in chaos, everything around us is out of our control. But what is in our control is that we can love everyone.
Yes.
And we can love in every action, and we can choose to be love. So we decided to start this Facebook group of ambassadors of love, and then we just started, sending thank you notes to the mailman and giving tips and whatever we could to all the essential workers and the garbage men and everybody, and the nurses and the doctors. And so we just had a community of doing that. So we were like, how do we be love in every moment? And it was hard, but thankfully the whole month of March we did that every week, and I felt like every time I started to fall down, I knew that on Sunday he was going to be online and he was going to bring us back up. And we had a community across the world that was coming, so it was beautiful.
That's beautiful.
It sounds
That's
like
really
that song, Ben, the Only Love song.
Yes, the one we played at the beginning.
Yes,
Only
I thought,
Love.
I was like, this is perfect.
It's a parallel of Beauty and the
Now,
Beast.
I know, I
Yeah.
saw that
I think
with
I
the
met
rose and everything.
Kim at a couple of live music venues when you came to town or what, but I remember Whale's Tale, and I remember seeing you, and we have similar friends, but the main similar friend is the Queen, Natalie Dangerfield.
The
And,
Queen.
Yes, we
we
did.
love Natalie so much.
It was a great show, too.
I've known her since 1997 or something like that, when her cousin Antonio invited me to play with Ensemble Uniqua. And oh man, he just sent me some beautiful recordings we have to feature on some future shows. But anyway, he invited me to perform with his band, and Natalie came and performed, and we had a great time. And she enjoyed my guitar playing, eventually asked me to play with her for many years. I played at so many great venues and went on to become like a collaborator, co-producer of her work for a little bit, along with Shinji Sounds from Japan, and we worked on a lot of albums. We had, like a band called Ginger Dust, which was all electronic music on the laptop, and she would sing, and I would just play the laptop. That was my instrument, for a while. Anyway, we love Natalie. So, Random LB, it was a store, it was a concept. Natalie had this gorgeous, beautiful, award-winning store. I believe that in, she also won a Women of the Arts Award the first year it was out there. We'll talk about that later. But, it was filled with records, vinyl. She has this insane vinyl collection. Fashion, knickknacks.
It was like, it was a museum. It was like it was a museum in Long Beach of music
culture and coolness and punk and
we used to hang out there
avant-garde and
so awesome.
kitsch
It was a
and
time.
Americana and beautiful, and we all gathered there. She had a little teeny stage in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had the 1980s little setup where you can play Nintendo and hang out. But also what I loved was like kids came in there and they were like, "Who's that?" And it's like, "Oh, sit down. We need to talk. That's Elvis." Like, all right, we need to, it was an education. It was an experience.
Yeah,
Everybody that came
I
in.
missed the shop.
So
I used to go in
amazing.
and chat with Jimmy being there a lot, and had a good time sitting, just hanging out. And it was a lot of fun.
It was
We had
great.
happenings in
We
there.
had
Yeah,
fun.
there was
We
a
had
lot of
fun
happenings,
times.
and
Yeah.
from the first happening, I remember sitting down and outside having some coffee with her in the morning, and we came up with this concept to put out a compilation album, Random LB Records Volume Number 1. It had like 13 original tracks by all local artists living in Long Beach was the stipulation at that time, and that compilation is out in a few places, but it's not out. A few songs on there are out there. Only Love is one of them. We added sitar to it. It's being
Yes.
re-released on the Astral Tour CD this Friday. Now, let's get back to you and Natalie and Random. Kimberly came into Natalie's world. They became huge friends, and now like she's the COO of Random Records. I love it. I love how it all came about. I was just like, "Woo! Who's my COO?" Tell me a little bit about this.
Well, yeah, so I'll never forget when she opened the store. She called me, and I was like on the beach, and she's like, "I'm opening a store. You know what?" She's like, "This community is so random, and we need something to like show how random the community is, like how where everybody can come together and feel like their uniqueness." And I got it when I saw the store. I was like, "This is your vision. Like I totally get it." And we would be like, a random person would come in and start playing the guitar, and so many random occasions. I mean, it was on random time, so it was awesome. And then at the end of the store, Natalie and I were talking, and we're like, "All right, how are we going to close this down? What are we going to do?" We're going to have a random awards show, and we are going to give awards to all of the random things that make people so amazing. And it was like great, people got award for like greatest house party, best beach party, the yoga, it was just, do you remember what you got your award for? I don't remember. You just recently
I think it
got
was something with the music. Do you remember, Ben? You were there.
It was just for being cool.
Yeah.
I got it in my
Just being Johnny
It's
Mystic.
on my-
You got
You
the
get
Johnny
the
Mystic
award.
Award. They
I sang
modeled
a couple
a
of songs. That's what I remember.
whole award after you,
You know?
probably.
Yeah,
so people
so-
get the
I
Johnny
got
Mystic
it though
Award.
on the shelf somewhere. It looks cool.
So that's
So,
when it
yeah,
started, and just giving people the awards and having people come together and seeing how great they felt, and the music and everything. So we started doing that, and then that turned into, and it's not just me and Natalie, it's Natalie, me, and Mindy, the trifecta, the
Mindy.
triangle.
And the three of you
Mindy Dever.
smiling. Can we get that photo? Actually, the next one, the one with the yes, that one. There's the three of you there. There's Natalie and Mindy and a lucky chap. I'm not quite sure who that is.
That is he.
No, I know who he is. He's the
Oh, yeah.
inventor, Mason.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
What?
Of the robot, the Long Beach robot?
That's the robot
Oh,
man.
the robot guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
He wields around a robot.
Yes.
Oh, this is a great
We got some
phenomenon.
Yeah.
creative people in Long Beach.
Yeah.
That guy literally jogs down the boardwalk with a robot, okay?
That
You
looks like
start. I'm
they
not
wear the
kidding.
same stuff.
There's
They
nothing
wear the
more
same hat
spiritual
and
than
a
that.
scarf. They look
Yeah.
like twins.
So then we started doing productions with like Grata de Fuco and different restaurants and different places that would have us, and just creating live music and the vibe of just
Show the Libra
chilling.
Party flyer right there. That was incredible.
Yes.
It was like a concert off of the balcony of Natalie's
Yes.
home, and some lucky people saw that.
That was so beautiful, and that came because we found out that Pamela Lewis and Natalie both have the same birthday, and we had no idea all these years that these two divas had the same birthday. And Pamela and John were doing their porch sessions, and that was just amazing. When they did their porch sessions, even though I didn't get there, I was streaming it live. I was working in my garden, and I felt connected at a time where we were so disconnected, and it was so beautiful. So we asked her if she wanted to do it, and she said yes, and then we called the other musicians together, and everybody came together. And it was amazing. People were on the boardwalk, and they were like, I am so grateful to hear music. It's been so long.
it
I
was
feel
so cool.
safe. Like, this is amazing. And
It was so
you
cool.
came through, and the sound and everything.
She
and
did like two of those. I'm not
amazing.
sure which one was
This-
first. Was
the first
this
one was the Libra celebration in
It was,
October.
it was, okay.
No, that was that October?
This
and then
is,
we did
9/27.
then we did the masquerade.
Halloween.
The masquerade, where everyone was masked up so that everybody felt safe, and then we all got dressed up, and it was so much
That's the
fun.
other picture with Minnie D and Natalie to the left. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Minnie D
So
was
that's a
at
picture
the
from that.
Libra one. Yep.
Minnie D is
Minnie,
another
she's
singer.
got some voice.
She's
I love Minnie
amazing.
D.
We were surrounded by so many incredible voices. Katie Mitchell was
Yeah.
at that with Jenny Rigo, and also Pamela Lewis again. Incredible
Yeah, that
voice.
was great.
She won an award. You could put that citation award
Jay
up
Brittany
again.
and Kim Cooperschmidt did also.
Jay Brittany, Kim Cooperschmidt, and the Wildflowers singer also that Kim works with. Man, I can't remember everything, but they were
She's on the
just
flyer.
they were just so beautiful. And I'm not sure, but we don't have that much time, so we're gonna go over to "You Don't Know What Love Is." It's a track Natalie and I recorded. This show is about love, only love. We've got Kimberly Angela
For
here,
Valentine's
and we're gonna
Day.
listen to this track. I hope you.
You don't know what love is till you've learned the meaning of the blues. Until you've loved a love you've had to lose. No, you don't know what love is. You don't know how lips hurt until you've kissed and had to pay the cost. Until you've flipped your heart and you have lost. You don't know what love is.
So, what'd you think of that, Kim?
Oh, that was amazing. I love Natalie. That was so beautiful. Every time she sings, it's so special. And I did see Carl was commenting, and I just wanted to say Carl shot the Libra celebration. He did the whole, oh, that was amazing. Thank you, Carl.
Thanks, Carl.
That was
Yeah,
amazing.
Carl is
Thank you
taking
for
care of
taking
everyone.
a piece of history
And
for
Karen
us
Dinan had
capturing
some
it.
photos in that video. Thank you to Karen. And anyone else that we missed in terms of the photo credits. It's hard to keep up, you know? So you have a message?
Oh, no. So I just wanted to say to everybody out there, happy Valentine's Day. And wherever you are, just notice that love is all around you. Love is everywhere. You don't have to be with somebody. You can just be love. And notice that in every instance, in everywhere you go, everywhere you see, you're surrounded in love always. So peace and love.
We're going to have a Gaia card reading from Beyond Zen right now. Nikki, let's go to that right now.
All right.
Hello, my name is Nikki Fader. I'm a licensed massage therapist, holistic healer, certified in guidance readings, and I'm here to give you your weekly guidance for this week. I'm so happy. Thank you so much for Mystic Noir to ask me back to do this guidance reading for you for this week. I find that these cards are very helpful for us to move forward with all of the things that we need to focus on for basically a Zen life. That's my idea of helping out with these guidance reading, is to guide you to a better path, to help you realize certain things that you need to know. So I choose these Gaia guidance oracle cards because I feel like the universe has so many messages for us to know. So here's our message for the week. Sit back and relax, and I'll tell you, this card will be for the masses, to help us all move along collectively to a more healing space in our lives. I've been fortunate enough to work with Ben on several occasions through guidance healing and body work, and some wonderful results from that, and so much gratitude that I'm able to do that for him. And just in general, to be around such a healing environment and people who are welcoming to the healing. So let's see what the universe has in store for us this week. Okay. The Nine of Hearts, fulfillment, harmony, and protection. This card has come up before, and I feel like this card talks to us about the state of the world today and how much this is all, unfortunately, there's a way that the universe works, and as our bodies clean up through certain ways of healing ourselves, the universe does the same thing. So through this crazy time that we've been dealing with COVID, this card suggests that we're moving forward more in a fulfilling time and harmony and protection, and that hopefully with all of the harshness that has passed us by in 2020, that 2021 will be a gentler time. I always recognize the number of the card as well. It's number 37. For those of you that are interested in numerology, it could have some significance. This card suggests that that success, emotional fulfillment, and wisdom. Something that is dear to you or something that you are working towards has a positive outcome. All of us are dealing with different, we're moving in different directions due to the state of the world today. It's making us really aware of certain things that are not good for us and things that are good for us, and that, realizing that time is precious, that we can move forward into things that really satisfy our soul. So this is a good reminder for if there's something that you're thinking about in your life that you're feeling like moving forward to, know that this card suggests that, go right ahead and do that, because you're being protected, you're being guided along the way. This card is very fulfilling. It's almost like a divine guidance card, because you see the eye and the star and the cross and love, and it's just nurturing. It's very nurturing with all of the greenery, and it just seems like, along your path you're being guided. So this leads to a period of peace and harmony and a deep sense of personal satisfaction, an emotional fulfillment. That which you strive to create and achieve is granted, and all is protected along the way. The light shines upon you. All is blessed. You can move forward with confidence. So nurture the things that you've planted seeds for and that seem to be sprouting as the spring comes. Nurture them. Keep nurturing them. Keep knowing that if you're doing good for yourself and for the world, and you're not hurting anybody along the way, and you're a righteous person, you're being protected. The universe wants us all to be happy and live in joy. So when we move in that direction, the universe conspires to bring everything to us to do the same thing, to help us, and we're all here to help each other too. So, this card could also be some sort of a message to you that maybe, you can be inspiration to somebody else as well. So, spread the positivity, spread the protection, feel fulfilled in your heart, and spread that positivity to others as well. There are some great affirmations here that I always like to mention, because it's so important that we know that the universe has our back. So I am blessed. I am protected. I am grateful. I am fulfilled, and I am loved. Say those things every day, all the time. Put a little sticky note on your mirror. Just bring in that energy every day, and believe me, the universe, Gaia, will show you a very bright path. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this card inspires you. If you'd like a private reading, you can reach out to me on any one of my social media networks. I'm on Zen Kitchen with Nikki, YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, ZenGirl19, and Facebook, Beyond Zen Massage. Thank you so much. And thank you to Mystic Noir and the audience.
All right, thanks so much, Nikki, over there at Beyond
Yes,
Zen.
Beautiful
She's
message.
a wonderful massage healer. She's great. I go over there, and she's a great person too, great friend. All right, we thank our sponsors and mention that Valentine's Day, there's an art opening with Lillian Resnichik at the Cafe on New York Avenue. From 3 to 7, I believe. I'll be there with Johnny Mystic playing some live music. Of course, bring your masks. It's all socially distanced and pandemic safe as possible. We'll be there. There'll be great food. As always, the cafe has wonderful food there. There'll be new paintings up with a focus on her wonderful mandalas, and also paintings of local musicians.
Like you.
Yeah, I apparently there's one of me. I've never been painted in full like that before, so that's thank you so much, Lily. Also, My Raw, Candy, Johnny, Mystic, S.A. Baron. There's big paintings of those musicians. Very exciting. So CafeLBNY.com, the corner of New York Avenue, West B Street. Thank you so much. And thank you, Kimberly Angela.
Yes, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And very auspicious for being Valentine's Day, the whole idea of the love. Yeah. And that we still have a holiday that we devote to the idea of love. Yeah. It's a great thing, right?
I think we should also focus on self-love.
Self-love.
It's so important. Say I love you to yourself. Say beautiful
Hug yourself,
affirmations
Johnny.
to yourself.
Can you do that?
It's the first thing.
I love
first thing I do when
myself.
I get in my bed. I'm so happy to be in my bed.
All right, so we thank
Self-love.
NY Photo Video Group. We thank Steve Vaccaro Chapters Rap and their network. They're doing great things, and we're proud to be a part of that. Kimberly, Angela, thanks so much for coming. And one last song, Dub Love. I wrote this about universal love, and that's we're going to take the show out. Also, listen to Only Love by Johnny Mystic and the Spirit Guides on Spotify this Friday.
Yeah.
We love you.
We love you.
See you next time.
Love.
We are descendants of kings and queens, nothing less or in between. Yeah, we are God's royalty, and nothing's gonna stop us. No, double love will save us. Enough fighting will break us. Double love will make us stronger than we are today. We don't have no time to waste. Oh yeah, yes I one love. Oh. Jesus, Moses, the Maccabees, Haile Selassie, the prophets I sing, Mohammed, Buddha, Ganesha, we all worship the same thing. Double love will save us, in our fighting will break us. Double love will make us stronger than we are today. We don't have no time to waste. Oh yeah, yes I one love. Whoa. Look inside, free your mind. Break through those ties that bind. Procreate with the right mate, and teach your children how to love. Double love will save us. Inner fighting will break us. Double love will make us stronger than we are today. We don't have no time to wait.